What's up guys, I am doing a video today on what I do on my hangboard, especially right now that we're all stuck at home. So this video will primarily be about how I do my max hangs and max pull-ups. So this is doing hangs on the fingerboard and doing pull-ups on the jug with weight added, and I'm going to explain why I do that. It's going to be a longer video as far as what it involves. I'm not just showing the exercise. I want to kind of go into the details of why I do it, what I found, and yeah, just try to give you guys as much information as possible so that you guys know why I do it and why you might want to do it. Hey guys, let me butt in really quick. I just wanted to mention that the next 9 minutes after this are basically about my experience, why I do this training, how it's helped me. I talk about grip types, the supplements I take, and a little bit about the tension board. So just a lot of details that's good for somebody who's learning about training. But if you just want to hear about the workout, go ahead and just skip to the time right here, and that's where the workout will start. If you want to learn about the rest of my experience and details, then keep watching. I've said this a million times, but I'm not an expert. I'm not even close to it. I just wanted to give people an idea of what I do and what's been working for me, because I have found this has been very helpful in my climbing. And most of us have a hangboard or a pull-up bar, so you can at least do half of this workout. So yeah, I'm gonna go into that. But let me start by explaining what each of those workouts are. Let's start with max hangs. Max hangs is literally what it sounds like. I'm hanging on the board with as much weight as possible, or at least a certain percentage of that. And the reason we do that is to increase the strength of our crimps. So what I do is I do my weight workout on the 20mm rung. That's just because of what I have found online that works. Most of my information comes from Lattice Training, and I definitely recommend all their videos. And they recommend, well, their own rung first of all, but I think it's 20mm. And I also would agree it's just a comfortable and a good size rung where it's not too small, where weighted hangs are difficult, but not too large where it's gonna overlap on more than one pad. And the way that I determine the weight that I use is I did their test to figure out what the max amount I can hang with is. And then they give you on their app Crimpd what percentage to do these max hangs at, and that's how I determine what I use, how much weight to add for my hangs. It's the same thing for the max pull-ups. I do their test to see what my max pull-ups is, how much weight I can do 2 pull-ups with, and then that determines what I do my max pull-up workout with, what percentage of that weight is. And just like the max hangs increase your finger strength, the max pull-ups will increase your general arm strength. And these are two things that I have certain goals for, numeric goals that the research from Lattice has shown to be an equivalent for a certain climbing grade. Now this is based off of their pool of climbers that they have done testing with, but I don't know if anybody else who has done testing like them, and it's just my preferred source for this kind of information. So if you guys want to know what that is, I'm trying to add 75% of my body weight to my max pull-ups and hangs. So I weigh around 143. I want to surpass that 75% by a little bit, so I'm aiming to hang with 110 pounds added and do my pull-ups, my max pull-ups with 110 pounds added. This means I would roughly weigh 253 pounds when I'm doing my max hangs. That's a 7-second hang on a 20mm, and that's 2 pull-ups on a jug. I want to be able to do that weighing a total of 253 pounds. So first, let me say I have been doing this since about December, and I have seen huge progress, especially in the max hangs. I think I started originally hanging around 65 pounds added as my max, and now I'm up to 85. I think when I started this, I was hanging with 60 or 65 pounds max. Now I'm about 85. And I have seen it translate to my outdoor and indoor climbing when it comes to crimping. In the last couple months, I felt way more comfortable on crimps that I've used before, not even on new climbs, on old climbs where I thought the crimps were really hard. I now find them way more doable, or sometimes even easy. So I think part of it is I've never done finger workouts, so the gains initially were really quick. Now it's slowing down, it's tapering, but what I'm saying is for sure for me it's worked. And for this reason, I'm gonna show you guys and recommend it. Obviously, this is only to climbers who should be doing these types of workouts. It's definitely not for beginners. But that information's online. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm not gonna tell you exactly, I can't tell you who exactly it's for. You're gonna have to make this call on your own. And as far as the pull-ups, same thing. I also have a sub goal this year of just being able to do really good, clean one-arm pull-ups. And I know that Lattice Training found between 160 to 180% of body weight. If you can do max hangs in that range, people can usually start doing one-arm pull-ups. So I'm sure there's people below that range and above that range where they start doing their first one-arm pull-ups, but that's what they found is generally the range. So that's why I'm going for 175. It's really close to that 180. It should for sure be able to do really clean one-arm pull-ups if I'm training that and doing these max pull-ups at the same time. Now the number for the max hangs, the 175%, comes from another thing that Lattice Training put out that showed the range of climbers claiming, let's say V6 climbers. They dotted out how their finger strength was in V7 and 8 all the way through the range. And I just found that if I can do 175% of my body weight on hangs, I'll fall really cleanly into the median of at least V12, up to V12. Not that I climb that hard, but I imagine if I can get there and max hangs, that climbing my V10 goal this year should be a little more realistic and attainable because I'm crimping, it seems like, up to V12 level. So again, I mean, you'll see on their charts, there's people that way below that range and way above climbing that grade. So this is just a general idea, the median of the climbers they have tested. So that's where my goals are coming from and my numbers. I'm a very number-driven guy. I come from a running background where time, the number, was very important to me. I do these workouts 2 to 3 times a week, no more than that, and I always try to do them when I'm well rested. I make sure to do a good warm-up, and I do it before any other workout that may be intense. So usually I'll do this before climbing, and when I do climb after this, it's usually a really light session. Obviously in this case we're all at home, so there's no climbing. I do have my Woody at home, but it's 40 degrees. I probably won't be climbing on that after doing this workout. My fingers do end up pretty tired. Okay, let's dive into the max hangs. So first I'm gonna tell you about what grip type I use, and I use a half crimp. So there is a couple of different hand grips. I'll briefly mention them, but find other sources to check those out from people that know more than I do. But in general, you have your open crimp, which looks like a 4-finger drag. Basically your joint is open more than 90 degrees. When you're doing a half crimp, which is what we're using in this workout, it's more of a 90-degree bend at the finger joint. And then there is some more, you can do some front 3 or back 3 half crimps. You can do full crimps. But just so you know, there are some people out there who think a full crimp is more dangerous, more likely to cause injury. So keep that in mind. I, in general, will do a half crimp for most of my workouts because I believe I've heard that it translates the best. I think this is also from Lattice Training. It translates the best into the other grip types. So by working the half crimp, you will see some sustained strength or gains in your other grips, whereas if you train the other ones, they might not translate to the rest of them as well. So again, we're doing the half crimp for this workout. Before we get into that, I want to mention that I do take collagen usually now before my workout. Again, I'm not an expert, but I can tell you what it does. But in my understanding, the easiest way to put it, collagen is like protein is to muscles, collagen is that to your tendons. So in this case, we're working out our finger tendons. So I think it's really nice to take that an hour before just to get the most out of your workout and to stay healthy and uninjured. I've had 2 finger injuries in the past, so I'm a little extra cautious. The other thing is I always make sure to be very hydrated, be drinking water throughout the day and especially before a workout. And then afterwards, I will take protein. I do the Physivantage brand. It's just a climbing specific brand that I found. It's the only one I've used. I've been doing it since about December when I started these workouts. I like it, I'd recommend it, but I've never tried other products, so I can't tell you how it compares to others. So yeah, collagen and protein, I would recommend one before and one after, just to make sure you're getting the most out of your workouts and staying safe. By the way guys, I am not paid or sponsored by any of the brands I mentioned. I just want you guys to know what I use, so that way you have at least some information on what brands you might be able to use. So again, not paid, sponsored, anything, but if any of these brands want to, just message me. One of the coolest parts about this board is for sure the phone holder. You can put your phone on top, which is really nice to have somewhere to see time and your workout. Now personally, I won't use that too much. I'm actually able to mount my phone on this little fencing. I get my little tripod with bendy legs and I put it there so it's in front of my face while I'm hanging. It's not as useful when it's above your hands and you're staring straight at the wall beneath your hands. Now that's still good for rest times and things like that, but when you're timing your hangs, it's a little nicer to have it closer to your face. So I definitely recommend, if you, let's say this is a wall you can mount something on, mount a little holder. We put some of those at our gym, and it's just really nice to have the phone in front of your face or a timer so that you can see your hangs and things of that sort. Okay guys, so I know that's been a lot of information before even getting to the workout and what I do at home, but we're basically there now. I just want to bring up again Lattice Training. They use the app called Crimpd, and that's what I've been using, Crimpd, so basically just no E, Crimpd. The app is on the screen. That app has the testing session and the actual sessions that I do. So I definitely recommend just doing it through there. It describes things in way more detail than I do as far as the workout goes. So if this is your first time doing it, you would be doing the max hang test. So what's nice about the app is if you save it and record it, when you go to do the workout, it knows what your max is because you did the test and you saved it, and it'll tell you the weight. So you don't even have to do the math. It's even easier than it sounds. But yeah, I recommend the app. It makes it just so much easier, and there's a lot of other workouts on there that you can do if you want to do some core, or just depending on what you have accessible to you. There's a ton of workouts on there. Again, I don't know these guys, I don't know anything. It's a source that I found very reliable for me. It works for me, so I use that app, Crimpd. So I definitely recommend it, and that's basically where these workouts come from. So we're warmed up. I know that I'm adding 62.5 pounds. I haven't done it in a while, so I'm probably gonna do 60 pounds added, and I'm gonna do the workout. Okay, so I'm doing 60 pounds, and let's talk about weights. Some people don't have weights at home. If you do, just find a way to sling it together. I literally have a sling from sport climbing that I can sling through the weights, and then I have an old harness that has the leg loops cut off, and you can do something like that, or if you are a weightlifter, you might have a weightlifting belt, and if not, you could use a backpack. Be creative, we're all at home, use whatever you can. If you don't have weights and don't know the weight of things and you just have a backpack, just put things in there and just do it until you reach that 2 pull-up max, that 7-second hang max. And if you have a scale, you could always weigh it and get a numeric value, but just get creative and do what you can. Obviously it's best if you have weights, but if you don't, you can kind of make it work with a duffel bag, a backpack, and just put literally anything in there until you're challenged and can do that max testing. And then maybe you could pull things out for the workout and figure out a weight that works for you. But ideally, hopefully you have weights that have a numeric value or scale. So I just wanted to mention that it's worth getting creative and doing the workout if this is something you really want to do. Okay, so I have 60 pounds here. I have 2 25-pound plates and a 10-pound plate. And I'm actually going to be using my PASS, my personal rest system, because it's got a bunch of loops, so it's adjustable. The hard part here sometimes is my hangboard is not super high off the ground, so the weights can sometimes be too close to the ground, and obviously you want to be able to lift them off, but you want to be able to hold the form that you want. Which, by the way, with the form, make sure anytime you're doing this type of workout, a hang, that you're engaging your shoulders. So basically what that means is just don't hang with your arms entirely straight and relaxed. You want to engage them. From what I understand, it doesn't have to be a ton, but somewhere comfortable, just not disengaged at all. You don't want it to just hang. You're actually squeezing your shoulders in a little bit. So again, there's other videos online about that, but make sure you're doing that so you don't hurt yourself. So again, what's really nice about this is that rather than for me having to just clip at the end of one long loop, I can clip here, 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 or even here. Alright guys, so I've actually mounted my phone right here on the fence so that it's closer to eye level. When I'm hanging on the board, this is a lot closer to my eyes than it is on top of the board, so it's just much better. I also have the sound turned on so I can hear the count and know when it's starting and when it's over. Just helps make it a little easier, so it's definitely a little tip when you're doing this. So I'm gonna start my workout right now. So as you can see, I'm doing 6 sets, so that's 6 60-pound hangs on 20 millimeters with 2-minute rest in between. And that's my specific workout based off my max hangs. So that's based off the total, the max I could absolutely do. This is taking a percentage of that, and that's what we're doing. So roughly, I'll be weighing 204 pounds during this workout. So it's a 2-minute rest. It's pretty nice. They do feel pretty hard for me, especially this is a new board, so I am not necessarily used to it. But that felt much better than the first attempt a couple minutes ago when I was slipping. That felt super solid, but it felt pretty hard. Yeah, that was 10 seconds. I have, like I said, a 2-minute rest till I do another one, and it's gonna be 5 more of those. So if you're doing this right, you should be able to finish the whole thing, and it should be hard. These are basically a max hang workout. You don't want to be cruising it, but you also don't want to be failing early. You want to find that nice middle line. So yeah, that feels just about right. I imagine by the 6th one, I'll be really fighting to finish. But yeah, the rest of it just goes like this. Nothing else super special. In between, I do like to move my fingers a little bit. Feels good. Usually when I see the timer, the app times it for you. When I see around 30 seconds, I'll usually chalk up if I need to. And I will, around 10 seconds, start getting my grip on. You don't want to wait till it says 1 and then jump on. For me, it's nice to get on there, start loading weight slowly. You want to get into it slowly. Make sure that you don't hurt yourself. So yeah, here goes number 2. Another reminder, these are at half crimps, so you essentially want your finger to look something like this. I don't think it's intended to be open hand or anything like that, and probably definitely not recommended to be done as a full crimp. So half crimp workout. Yeah, this is definitely a little more for advanced climbers. I've seen a lot of gains through this. I have felt much stronger and confident in my crimping, and this is why I recommend it. And yeah, hopefully you guys can do this at home. I'll finish the workout, I'll probably just skip through here, and then after this I'll do my max pull-up workout. That's the order I usually do it in. I like to do fingers first, then the arms. And yeah, the arms I've seen progress a lot slower. I've barely seen progress, to be honest, but it's because I haven't been too consistent with it. I'm much more excited about the fingers. But yeah, hopefully I see progress in the pull-ups soon as well, and yeah, that'll be the next workout. I like to do the max test every month to see my progress and see when I should be going up. So I might leave it at 60, but it's feeling, we'll see how I feel by the 6th one, but I might go up to 65. But yeah, I do the test once a month at the end of every month and track my progress that way. And yeah, I'll be sharing that in a future video as well, talking about what I've been doing this year to work towards my goal of climbing V10. Gotta go. I also think it's important to say that this, for me, proves to me that I did a good warm-up. I've done this workout before, not warmed up enough, and the first couple felt really hard. Eventually into it, I got warmed up because I was forced to, and it felt good, but I could tell by the first 1 or 2 that I wasn't ready when I started it. So again, it's good to do at least some body hangs into warm up, and then by the end of your workout, do a couple body weight hangs on the rung you want to use. And once you feel good on that, then you're ready for the workout. I'm gonna say this again because I just remembered how difficult it was when I started. Try to have your fingers on, I would say at least by the time it says 5 seconds to go. One, it helps me make sure that I'm steady and kind of getting into position. When you get it on really quick, sometimes the weights are swinging, and that makes it really hard when you're only holding on to a 20mm edge. So make sure that nothing's swinging, that you're already low, and then that way by the time it hits 0, you're just picking your feet off the ground. You already have some weight on the rung. You don't want to go from 0 to 100, from nothing to on, because 1, I think it's more likely to cause injury, and 2, it's going to be harder to actually hang on if your weights are moving or anything of that sort. So just be prepared a little bit early, it helps a lot. Also, if you do want to do this, I would say make sure you're pretty stoked on it. I personally don't like working out much. I like to climb. So it's been taking me a long time to get into training, but I got really excited about the progress I saw. So get pretty excited about it. If you feel like you'll get excited about seeing gains in your crimps, I definitely recommend it, but make sure you enjoy it. That's it. Cool, so when you're done, the app asks you how much weight you did. It starts at 62.5, so I just hit it down once and it put me at 60 pounds. It asks you how hard it was, from easy, medium, hard to really hard. I just put hard and then save it. That way I can, go back and track where I've been, my progress. So I like to document things. It helps me, and that app has been really helpful for that. Cool, so now usually I'll take 5 to 10 minute rest, hang out for a little bit, and then I'll jump into my pull-up workout. All right, so I'm ready to do the pull-up workout. It's been somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes since the hangs. I took off a 25-pound plate and added a 5-pound plate. So I went from the 60 pounds to 40 pounds. The app, I think for doing 75 pounds added to my body weight, I'm supposed to do around 42.5, but again, I don't have a 2.5-pound plate, and I'd rather finish the workout than maybe add a little too much. Later on, I'll be able to add a whole 5-pound plate, or an extra 5 pounds to each workout. But yeah, right now I'm not too eager. Plenty of time in training at home right now, so yeah, gonna do the max pull-ups with 40 pounds added. That puts my body weight at 185 pounds. So when you open the app for the pull-up workout, you're gonna see that it says 3-minute rest. This is because it's a little different from the hangs, where the hangs are 10-second timed. The pull-ups aren't timed, you're just doing 5. So you hit play when you're done for the 3-minute rest. That way it doesn't have to time your 5 pull-ups, because some are slower, some are faster. You just do it on your own time and then hit play for the rest. So again, this workout is 5 reps and 5 sets. This is probably something I should do, but I definitely recommend looking up videos on pull-up form, especially since it's getting a lot heavier and harder. It's also more of a mental note. I need to do this. Again, I'm not an expert, and I'm probably not doing this as efficiently as I could, so that's something on my to-do list, and I recommend it. So I still have 2 minutes on my rest, so it's probably a good time to mention why you should do max hangs and max pull-ups as opposed to other similar workouts. The most popular finger workout is probably repeaters, where people do about 7 seconds on, 3 off, 7 seconds on, 3 off. So it's very constant. Those types of workouts, or doing, let's say, 15, 20 pull-ups at a time, are a little better for your endurance, while doing less repetitions at more intense weights and things of that sort will increase your strength as opposed to your endurance. And currently I am looking to increase my finger strength and my arm strength. I'm not necessarily looking to increase my endurance. So that's something to keep in mind. If you want to work on endurance on these things, then maybe this isn't the workout for you. But if you want to increase your strength in your fingers and in your arms, this is the type of stuff that you can do. I've seen people even do these pull-ups, maybe instead of 5, they'll do a little more weight and they'll do 3 with rest in between. So again, these are more about really intense few repetitions as opposed to many repetitions with less intensity. This workout's definitely a lot harder for me than the hangs. I don't know why. The hangs, I think, were newer to me, but I think I just started so low because of that my progress was relatively easy, where I already have decent strength in my arms, so starting here, the progress is harder and these are hard for me, but I also know people way stronger that can cruise this, so yeah, this one's definitely harder for me than the hangs, but that's why I'm doing 40 pounds and not 45. Just so I can make sure I try to finish this workout, and hopefully in the near future I see progress and maybe I'll be doing these with 50 pounds or more soon. So as you guys know, this is my first time using the Grindstone Mk2 from Cimpd, and I actually just told my roommate and girlfriend that this is my favorite board so far. Doing the 20mm edge for the max hangs felt really good, really comfortable. I really like the edge. It's a little, the rounded was slippery the first time, like once I added chalk, it was perfect. I honestly like it better than the Beastmaker and some of the other boards I've used. The only thing I haven't used is Lattice's actual rung. So I'm curious how I'll compare to that. I am getting one that my girlfriend got me for my birthday. So I'm gonna try that out and see what that's like. but I really like that. And then the top jug is also just really comfortable. Yeah, I think this is my favorite hangboard I've ever tried, and I'm glad that it is because it's the one in my home now. So if you guys are looking for a new board, I definitely recommend it. It's pretty good, and it has sizes from 8mm, 10mm, all the way up to 30. So I'm using the 20 for almost everything that I do on it, but I'll use the 15 and maybe the 10 as well. But the 30 and the 25 are good to warm up, so it's good. Sets 4 and 5 are usually really hard for me, so here we go. Also, after this, I'll be taking my protein. I have been doing it after pretty much every workout, every climbing day, and I recommend it. So if anybody's curious, I'm mostly taking it for recovery. I heard it's really good for recovery. I always thought protein was just to gain muscle and get really strong, which is a positive. But it's also really good for recovery. I've been taking it consistently since about December, so over 3 months, and I thought it was gonna cause me to gain weight, muscle weight. My weight hasn't really changed much. I've definitely been getting stronger. I feel like my arms are bigger and everything, but it's not necessarily making me gain weight. So if that's something you're thinking about, just know that's also really good for recovery, and who knows, maybe that's something you're looking for. So I recommend it. I'm gonna take it immediately after this. I usually take it with some soy chocolate milk. I'm vegetarian, not vegan, but I still avoid milk. So I have it with some soy chocolate milk, and it's so freaking good. I have the vanilla flavor from Physivantage. Recommend it. So that's it. That was 5 sets. It was hard. I think next time I might go up a little bit in weight. We'll see. It's very hard, but the 5th one didn't feel as hard as I thought compared to the others. So, all right, guys, that is it pretty much for this video. So that was only 2 workouts, one for fingers, one for arms. I'm gonna probably throw in an ab workout. Not gonna show you guys because I'm probably just gonna do ab ripper X from P90X today. I really like it. It's like 16, 17 minutes of just like 300 and something repetitions of core exercises. I like it. So if you want to find that, just look it up online or buy it. It's pretty good. If you can do the whole thing, every single rep cleanly, you'll be pretty proud of your core. So that's what I'm gonna do after. I definitely recommend adding something else to this workout. It's for sure not enough for one workout, but it's pretty good for arms and fingers. So like I said, core is probably pretty good, or if you're at a gym, once this is all over, you can do some light climbing. And I definitely recommend having protein immediately after a workout. I'm gonna do my core first, then I'll have my protein. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask questions in the comments or message me on Instagram. I try to get back to everybody. The Instagram is just breaking.beta. And yeah, if you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know. If you want to see more of what I do, I can do some videos on the board, but that's not as applicable because not everyone has a Woody at home, and obviously we're all gonna have different setups. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe. This is actually exactly a year ago I started this YouTube channel. It hasn't grown as much as I thought it would in a year, but 400 something subscribers, I'm stoked. It's been actually a lot of fun. I've met people because of it, brands, companies, so I'm really happy with how it is. I hope it gets even better this next 2nd year of doing it. So yeah, 1 year of Breaking Beta. Thank you to everyone who's watched me and supported me. If you guys have any questions, like I said, ask. Please share this channel with other people and let me know what other kind of videos you want to see. Yeah, everyone, I hope you have a great week, and that we all stay strong and healthy and get back to crushing soon. Thanks, guys. See you guys next time. Bye.